Good morning, everyone. For today's assignment, you will be writing a rough draft of your own resume. Yesterday, you completed the resume worksheet. Today, you'll use that information to compile a rough draft of your own resume for a mock job. I'll have you choose one of the Google Docs resume templates for this assignment. I made a copy for everyone of the most simple Google Doc resume template, and you can just use that for this assignment. If you want to use a different template in the future for a real resume, feel free to do that, but for this assignment, I provided you with a simple one. I want you to select one of the career paths that you chose for the assignments earlier in the week and pretend like you're applying for an entry-level position in that career field. So for the assignment you did on Monday, called the American Job Market, you selected 3 career paths that you wanted to pursue in the future. So I want you to choose one of those career paths and then choose an entry-level position in that career field. For example, if you wanted to be a physical therapist, an entry-level position in that career field is a physical therapy aide. If you wanted to be an electrician, an entry-level position in that career field is an electrician assistant. For every career, there is an entry-level position. If you need help thinking of an entry-level position for your chosen career field, please ask me for help. You can send me an email if we're not on Google Meet together. Use Indeed to find a job posting for that entry-level position that you can use as a focus for your resume. Tailor the resume for that specific job position and use the attached resources for guidance. I have attached a video explaining how to do the assignment. That's this video. So on Indeed, you'll look for a job posting for, like for example, physical therapy aide position or an electrician assistant position, and then you'll use that job posting to focus your resume. Remember, resumes have to be tailored for the job position, and the skills you list need to be specific for the skills of that job. I attached several resources. I have a sample student resume. Some of you may know this student, others may not, but she created this resume in my class 2 years ago, and I asked her if I could use it as a sample for future classes, and she said yes. So here's a sample resume from one of my former students. Here are resume samples from a job search handbook that we use in the classroom. Here's a checklist from that job search handbook. It goes over what you need to double check before you finish your resume. And then here's the mock resume from Google Docs. Here's the template that each of you have a copy of. So you'll put your information into this Google Doc. So the first thing you're going to do is find an entry-level position on Indeed. So like I was saying, if you wanted to be a physical therapist, you would look for a physical therapy aide job and then tailor your resume to that position. And once again, if you aren't sure what an entry-level position is in your chosen career field, just let me know and I'll help you out. So go to Indeed. So I'll type in physical therapy aide for the search. We'll look in Temecula, but we'll broaden the search parameters. For physical therapy aide, you won't need to broaden the search parameters. Within 25 miles should be fine because there are enough physical therapy aide jobs locally to find them. However, when I looked up electrician assistant, I had to broaden the search to within 100 miles of Temecula. So you may need to do that if a job doesn't pop up. So here's a job posting for physical therapy aide in Temecula at All Star Physical Therapy. You can select this job posting and you'll tailor your resume for the qualifications required. Just be honest. If you don't meet the requirements, explain how you will or how you do. This is a job you could get right out of high school. A high school diploma is the only education you need. And then physical therapy experience is helpful but not required. And athletic experience is helpful but not required. So this is a job you could actually get right out of high school if you're interested in the physical therapy field. Now I'll search for a job that's a little bit more difficult to find, so that way I can provide more assistance with you in this video. So electrician assistant, you'll find jobs. So within 50 miles, It only found 3 jobs, and none of these are electrician assistant. So we'll need to broaden the search. So now it's within 100 miles. Still not electrician assistant. Here's one for electrician's helper assistant. That's what you want to look for. So this one goes over, it's very basic, but it says that you'll be helping an electrician and you'll be learning from him. It says the job is ideal for someone who is dependable and detail oriented. So you want to make sure in your resume under the skills section, you say that you have those skills. Other than that, this job posting is very basic. So you can just put in your information from the resume worksheet. But under skills, you'll want to focus on the skills they want you to have. After you find a job posting, you can look at, or actually open your Google Doc. This Google Doc is just a template. You'll put all of your information from the resume worksheet in here. And what I want you to do in order to make this look professional, I want you to look at the samples that I posted for you. So you'll be plugging your information in here using the sample student resume. So this is from Sedona. She graduated almost 2 years ago. Just like your worksheet, I had her put in the school's information for the address, the phone number, and her student email. She put in her skills here and do it in bullet point fashion so it's easy to read for the person looking at your resume. And you'll put in the skills that you need for the job you're applying for. So if you're applying for the electrician assistant job, you'll want to say that you're dependable and detail oriented under here, and then you could add other skills that you have that would help you on the job. You'll put in your work experience. If you don't have any work experience, it could be volunteer work. Both of these are volunteer experiences that she did. You'll put in the place that you worked for. You'll put in where it is, and then your job title, and then when you did it, and you'll also explain your responsibilities for that job. Now, this is just a rough draft, so if it's not perfect, it's okay. I will give you feedback before you do your final draft so that you can fix it. Then she put her education and training. She put her high school education that she would complete in the future because she was still in high school when she did this. So she said when she would graduate. And then she put certifications she had under there as well. Then she did her extracurricular activities. She put the name of the club or the sport, when she did it, and then she put in her awards and the years she got them. So use this as a sample. This is an excellent sample for a student resume for a mock job that you're applying for. I also attached resume samples that came in the career search handbook that we have in the classroom, but right now we're online, so I had to copy the stuff from the handbook and post it online for you. So here's an example of a resume. It essentially shares the same information that Sedona's did, and it has an objective. Here's another sample resume. You guys can look at these while you're working on the rough draft of the resume. I won't read it with you. You can look at them. I just wanted to show you that I did provide you with samples to reference. And then finally, the resume checklist. So before you finish your resume, you need to make sure, is it neatly typed? Is it free of spelling errors? Is it grammatically correct? Is it presented in a well-organized format? Is the information provided job-related? Is the resume limited to one page? And does the resume highlight your strengths? And then you also want to make sure it has your name, your address, the appropriate email and phone number that they can reach you at, work and or volunteer experience, your education background, your skills and abilities related to the job, any awards, certificates, or accomplishments you have. You can put references on a separate sheet, and then you want to make sure it's perfect before you submit it to an actual job application. So today's assignment is a rough draft of a resume for a mock job that you're applying for. It's due today, and if you have any questions, you can email me. But remember, it's a rough draft, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'll give you feedback before you turn in the final draft. We'll work on the final draft next week.